So this is my version of a very easy Florentine mix. We have some lightly crushed gluten-free cornflakes. We have some flaked almonds, but you can use chopped nuts of any sort, peanuts, whatever you have on hand. The original recipe calls for sultanas. One of the children doesn't like sultanas, so I put half sultanas and half cranberries and she won't know the difference. And we have some chopped glacé cherries. If you want to, you can keep some extra cherries and pop them on top of your Florentines before you cook them. And we have 1 tin of condensed milk, and this reminds me of a very bad story about naughty Natalie. When I was probably about 10, I think, we were living at Second Valley, and I went up to the general store, put a tin of condensed milk on my mother and father's account, came home, punched a hole in the top, or 2 holes, and I got caught sucking the condensed milk out of the tin up by the front gate. Needless to say, I was in a bit of strife. We had movies once a week at Yankalilla and I wasn't allowed to go, but anyway, I've learnt my lesson. Don't suck condensed milk out of the tin. So we're just going to pop that in here and give it a good stir. Make sure you have a fairly big bowl. You can halve this recipe if you like. And not only making the small Florentines, you can make half of it maybe into a sliced tin. That works quite well as. So you want to get this well mixed so you have your condensed milk evenly distributed. And that takes a few minutes, of course, and all your other ingredients mixed through. So I'll have some lined baking trays. A good tip if you're going to line your baking tray, to keep your baking paper in place, just a small spray of your spray oil, pop that down and it'll always stay there for you. Now, as I said, you can pop this into, maybe half of it into a sliced tin, press it down firmly, bake that in your oven, and then when it's finished, top it off with some melted chocolate and then cut it into your pieces. But we're going to make some actual biscuits today. So I've got a cup of hot water, I've got a soup spoon, and I find this the easiest way of doing it because it is a bit sticky. Don't need to dip it every time, but just every now and again. And you can really make these any size you like. They won't spread, so they can be close together. We have our Florentines now on the tray. As I said before, if you want to make them look really fancy, you could get some half cherries and pop on the top, and that will just make them look even fancier. We're going to pop them into about 160-degree oven until they just go lightly brown. So it's only going to take about 12 minutes. Take them out of the oven, wait till they've cooled, and then we can peel them off, hopefully, and pop some melted chocolate on the bottom. So we have our lovely Florentines out of the oven. I've melted some dark chocolate. If you prefer, you can use light chocolate. It's entirely up to you. So we're just going to coat the bottom of these and set them down to dry or set, which won't take very long. Our chocolate's now set on our Florentines. We're going to pop them onto a little plate, and I often do it this way so that you see some of the chocolate and some of the Florentine. You can pop these into a cellophane bag, tie them up with some pretty ribbon, and they make a fantastic gift. Christmas time, birthdays, anytime. So there you have our very easy Florentines.